other guard position, a sophomore out of Chino Hills, number 24, Melanie.
And we welcome you back to East Los Angeles College here on SoCalCollegeSports.com for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Jeff Stoynoff, Mike Cepeda with you. And now it's the women, Michael, and that means one of the top teams in the entire state here in the Eastern Los Angeles College Huskies. Sorry, a little difficult getting that one out. But this is a team that's been outstanding this year, just 2 losses, and against top-tier competition. We're talking about one of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, we're talking about their only 2 losses came to defending state champ and perennial power, Mount Sac, and City College of San Francisco in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Those are their 2 losses on the season, and guess what? They play in the same conference with Mount Sac, so they're going to see them again. Be interested to see that game next time out, and we may have that game for you next week. Stay tuned on our website, SoCalCollegeSports.com. Meanwhile, what can you say about the Huskies? Always seem to be there. We've seen them, I want to say, 2 out of the last 3 years up at the state finals for the women.
Yeah.
And they are led by, is it Zabayev?
Sabaiva. Yeah. Anastasia Sabaiva.
Anastasia Zabaiva was huge last year. Remember, it was ELAC and Mount Sac in the championship game a year ago at Las Positas. And Zabayev, a force down low. She has great touch for a big. But one thing you need to do against a big at any level is speed up the game to kind of negate their effect. And that'll be the challenge for Chaffey College here tonight.
Yeah, you saw right where I was going there, which is what does Chaffey need to do? They come in with a record of 11-10, a little bit undermanned here as they take on East Los Angeles College. But what do they need to do? Speed it up against Sabaiva as well. Obviously, is a good place to start, but it's not that easy against Eastern Los Angeles College. This is a team that's 6th in the state in assists and only 4th in the state in turnovers. So they're incredibly efficient. They're led by a great backcourt as well, Farah Castillo and Alyssa Gomez. So there's a lot to work on here. This was a team, talk about just 20 minutes away, had a big lead at the half in the state championship game last year. That's how close Bruce Turner's team was a year ago. So a tall order to be sure for the Lady Panthers.
And keep an eye out for Tiffany Martinez. Shoots about 6 threes a game, and she's over 40%. So not only do they have it going down low, but from the perimeter as well. It's one of the reasons why they're the top team for most of the season in 3C2A in the women's side.
East Los Angeles and Chaffey here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We'll have the opening tip in just a few moments. Getting set for the opening tip. And it's the Panthers that win the opening tip. They start with Celestine Cazares and Alexis Frondarina in the backcourt. Up front, it's Natalie Henderson, Melanie Henderson, and Eliza Butler. First shot from Henderson is good. So Henderson with the triple early. And an early 3-0 lead. That one catches air, and it will go back to Chaffey.
Might want to turn that AC off in the gym tonight, Jeff.
Panthers work it down low. This is Natalie Henderson trying to swing a pass out, and it's stolen. Eastern Los Angeles back the other way. Alyssa Gomez in from the left. Left-handed scoop won't go. Rebound on the floor. Back to the Panthers. Frondarina with a 2-on-1 if she hurries. In from the right. Puts up the runner off the glass. No good. Blocking call. Or did that one go in?
It did go in.
All right. So Frondarina gets the roll. And a quick start for the Panthers, who lead at 5-0 with Frondarina heading to the line for free throws.
Yeah, she was not very confident on that drive. She was kind of lost going to her left and going back to the right the last second. Threw a prayer off the window and went down for it.
Frondarina converts the three-point play, and the Panthers with the early 6-0 lead. Castillo into the front court. Off to Bianca Ortiz. This is Alyssa Gomez between the circles. Martinez works it down low to Sabaiva, hooks a pass out of a double team. Castillo starts a drive. Gomez kicks it out. Huskies taking their time, shot clock down to 5. Gomez for 3, rimming no. Long rebound, back out to Martinez, another opportunity for the Huskies. Still scoreless here are the Huskies, trailing it by 6. Hard drive, Gomez off the glass, no good. Butler has the board. Cazares into the front court. Off to Henderson. And now the Panthers will set up. 8:12 to go. Fronderina. Butler faces up left of the lane. Kicks it out to Henderson. Stops and pops from 17. Missed everything.
So the AC on full blast tonight for both sides.
Castillo drives the lane, scores. So Castillo on the board. It's 6-2. The Panthers with the early lead.
Nice shimmy there, going left and going right back to the right side, going off the window.
Both Castillo and Gomez in the backcourt average in double figures. They also both average over 4 assists a game. Butler on the drive, has that one blocked by Sabaiva. Ortiz, head up, fans it out to Castillo, leaves it for Martinez for 3, that's short. Rebound on the floor, Natalie Henderson has it.
Bit of a quick shot for the Huskies. You want to get Sabaiva going down and deep with the mismatch height-wise.
Henderson tries to cross over, nearly lost it, but Cazares will back it out, get back to Cazares. Shot clock down to 10. Cazares leaning over the dribble. Goes to the crossover, lost the handle, comes up shooting from 14 and scores. How about Cazares? Well, Cazares has just been in a horrid shooting slump in conference play. And that is a welcome sight to hit her first shot here tonight. It's an 8-2 lead. Martinez will jack one up for 3 off the glass, no good. Castillo battling Butler for the rebound, but Butler's got it for the Panthers. Cazares angles into the front court, off to Henderson. Starts a baseline drive. Kicks it back out, Natalie Henderson at the elbow. Shot clock at 15. Henderson moving left, puts it up for 3, in and out. Rebound Martinez. Martinez quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Gomez, off to Castillo. She'll fire from 3 and hit. So Farrah Castillo hits the triple. That cuts the lead to 3 for Chaffey.
So a couple of forced shots for the Panthers leads to open 3 for the Huskies. One for each.
Butler in the high post, looking to go backdoor. Henderson on the cut, lays it in.
Basket by number 24, Melanie Henderson.
10-5. Jay can't run the offense a whole lot better than that, going to the high post, and Butler with the good feed.
Very good high-low action with the easy 2.
Huskies will work it around the outside. Gomez starts a drive on Butler, hooks it to Sabaiva. 8-footer is good. See the good touch for Sabaiva. 10-7. Panthers with the 3-point lead, 5:25 and counting remaining in the first quarter. We're just underway here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. East Los Angeles and Chaffey. Fronderina for 3, missed everything. Out of play, it'll go back to East Los Angeles.
Are you cold right now, Jeff? Because the AC just blowing tonight. Man.
See, they have to have the AC turned up like in a home advantage way. Like they have to know all the little things, like which way the wind is blowing in here. then they'll have really done something.
Right, so it's kind of more like a forced motion. Let's get a little bit higher as soon as they shoot the ball. Nice little home court tactic.
So the foul called out front. East LA will keep it. Substitution, Sosa checking into the game for Chaffey along
with number 42,
with Danielle Sokoloj. So Sokoloj, Sosa. So it's Sosa, Butler, Henderson up front, Natalie Henderson, and Alexis Fronderina and Danielle Sokoloj in the backcourt for Chaffey. Sabaiva out of a double team to Castillo. Pulls up from 10 feet, no good. Rebound to Fronderina. Fronderina into the front court. Checked by Castillo. Castillo nearly poked it free. Fronderina still has it. Sosa trying to recover out front. Starts a drive. Kicks it off. Fronderina wanted Sokoloj. but Martinez got a hand in, knocked it out of play. The shot clock at 12.
So the key is try and get a good pass. That was not a good possession for Chaffey. Luckily got a tip, so try and get the first pass to a Panther.
Yeah, the defense by Castillo really threw the entire set off. Frondarina driving on Sabivo, blocks it out of play. I got to tell you, hearing from Tasha Burnett standing right in front of us here, echoing the words that I thought doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, 6'3" against 5'7".
Yeah,
I think 6'3" wins all the time.
We've already seen Sabivo with 2 blocks early. And she, in addition to the height, she seems to have pretty good instincts, pretty good timing as well. Sokoloj, left-handed 3 off the iron. Rebound to Gomez, jetting into the front court, looking for Castillo, but threw it away. The Huskies, as we talked about in the pregame, among the best at not turning the ball over. So that was somewhat uncharacteristic, Jay.
But they had a 2-on-1. You would think it'll be easy too, but sometimes making the easiest play can be the hardest play.
So 10-7. Chaffey with the early lead. And they'll work at the length of the court. Renisha McGee going to check in and replace Natalie Henderson. So the Panthers go big up front with McGee and Butler, along with Victoria Sosa. High post to Butler, going backdoor again to Sosa, who lays it in. Boy, deja vu all over again, Jay.
So they lulled to sleep on the left block last time, now going the right block this time. Same result, easy layup.
16-footer rimming out. Panthers with the rebound. That was Monica Garcia, who's just checked in for East Los Angeles. McGee, left of the key, trying to get it down low. Butler in a crowd, lays it in. The Panthers have doubled up East Los Angeles early. They lead it 14-7.
And a good job by them getting a mismatch down and deep with a forward against a guard every time they're getting an easy 2.
Martinez goes cross court to Castillo. Castillo off to Martinez. She'll try from 3 and hit.
Three-pointer is good by number 11, Tiffany Martinez.
So Martinez with the tray. That stops the bleeding for the moment. Gets East Los Angeles back within 4. McGee hesitates, now fires and hits. Good touch for Rainisha McGee.
So when you stop the back door, you leave the man wide open at the field line for a 15-foot jumper.
Yeah, that's a great adjustment. 3 from the far side, long rebound, back to Martinez, another opportunity for the Huskies. Castillo leans over the dribble, checked by Sokoloj. Works around a Garcia screen. Ortiz is checked in. Free throw line jumper is good. So Ortiz hits the shot. It was Garola who's checked in. So Sarah Garola along with Ortiz in the backcourt. McGee working in the high post. Left it for Sosa, but it's Castillo who comes away with it. Castillo in from the left, fouled, and she'll head to the line for free throws.
So the key thing we'll see tonight, Jeff, is mismatches between Chaffey and Elac. The forwards of Chaffey are not the most, I would say, quick of players against the guards of Elac. So you're seeing that to the Huskies' advantage, getting the easy, fast break points, that time getting fouled.
Castillo to the line, misses the first free throw. Ferris shoots 76% from the line, averaging just over 12 points per game on the season. Sosa's going to check out, be replaced by Melanie Henderson. So we'll set the lineup for East Los Angeles for you. It's Ortiz, Castillo, and Garola, along with Wanye Ahing and Monica Garcia. Sokoloj between the circles. McGee in the high post. Swings it out. Frondarina with a baseline drive, has it tipped out of play, but she lost it. It's off of Frondarina.
Frondarina, if she was looking, she had the back door. She just didn't cut for McGee's pass. Lets that errant shot on the left side of the baseline.
Ahing. Garola looking for Ahing in a crowd. Panthers have the steal. Cazares, terrific pass to Sokoloj. Sokoloj in from the right, dribbled it off her foot, but a blocking call. So the Panthers pick up a break, and Sokoloj is fouled on the drive.
So they teach you, do not jump while passing. A lucky break there for Chaffey, getting the foul on the baseline.
Vianney Chavez checks in for East Los Angeles. An advantage for Bruce Turner on the East Los Angeles sideline. He's got a much deeper bench he can go to.
Give the starting five a bit of a rest, trying to get a bit of a spark defensively for the Huskies and Coach Turner.
Henderson working to McGee down low. Turnaround shot, no good. Rebound to Garola. Ahing at the controls. Fans it out. Now the Huskies will work it around. Martinez working around to Garcia screen. Shot clock to 13. Chavez. They'll work it around to Garcia. Shot clock at 6. Ahing, baseline drive off the glass.
Very nifty move by Ahing. She knew she had time on the shot clock, about 5 seconds. Took her time, went off the window. The bank's always open, Jeff.
Indeed it is. The Huskies trailed it by 7 at one point. They've cut it down to 1. Henderson looking for McGee in the post. McGee starts to back down. Turnaround shot, rimming, no. Rebound to Ahing. Ahing looking to run. The pass ahead to Garcia is stolen. Frondarina looking to break the other way. Fans it out. 3 on the way. Good. Cazares has hit her first couple of shots. And in order to provide some perspective for Cazares, I talked about the shooting slump that she's been in. She had yet to hit a shot from the floor in conference play. She was 0 for 22. And this is from someone who statistically had not been a bad shooter at all on the season, but it just shows you how it can get away. But what a welcome sight it must be for Cazares to hit a couple of shots. She's got 5 in the game. Meanwhile, the Huskies get on the offensive boards, and the shot clock goes off, but I thought that shot hit the rim.
It did, Jeff. But get back to your point about Cazares. The key has been confidence. When you're a confident player, the shot goes in for you. You're not pouting. You're not saying, oh, woe is me. The key is being confident when it's not going for you. That's when your shots begin to fall.
Yeah, so now we understand what the buzzer was. It was the end of the first quarter. I knew I wasn't imagining it, that shot had hit the rim. So we're through 1, and Chaffey with the early lead on East LA, 19-15. You're watching East LA basketball here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
All your fiduciary and ancillary
Second quarter underway, and for the Panthers, on their way to what would be a pretty major upset here. They lead it by 4. Long way to go, though, of course, as Jay Holloway, Jeff Stoyanov now, Mike Cepeda joining us here for the second quarter. But you can't ask for a whole lot more if you're the Panthers in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think mission accomplished. They wanted to speed up the game. They did just that, and I thought they showed very well on the inside.
Garcia off to Gomez in the weave. Ahing quickly doubled, swings it across to Gomez, tries to get one down low. Garcia able to keep it alive. Shot clock at 9. Gomez spins into the lane, in a crowd, puts up the runner and scores.
That's your Brian Beard for ELAC there. How about that nifty move? Spin moves, finish with the right.
Huskies back within 2. Cazares gets it to Sosa. Back to Sokoloj. Sokoloj drives the lane, and the foul by Garcia will send Sokoloj. I think they're going to say Sokoloj before that. Nope, they will give Sokoloj the shot. So Danielle heads to the line, where she shoots 53%. Danielle Sokoloj averaging 5.7 a game, hits the first free throw.
Second shot coming up.
Three-point lead for Chaffey. Second free throw rims out. So the Huskies can tie it with a long one. They have trailed throughout. Gomez on the drive. Terrific interior feed. The layup is good for Garcia.
Very nice.
Well, Gomez, talked about her and Farrah Castillo. Terrific backcourt for the Huskies, both averaging over 4 assists a game. Sokoloj, skip pass. Henderson wide open for 3. Back iron, no good. Sokoloj on the offensive glass. Might have lost the handle on the way up, but Sosa recovers. Fronderina wide open for 3. Rimming, no. Garcia lost the handle.
Looks like she double dribbled.
Yeah, it might have been a double dribble, but she gets away with it.
A little home cooking. Nothing wrong with that. We are in Husky Gym.
Gomez directing traffic. Miscommunication on the pass. Sokoloj in one-on-one. Gomez pokes it away, but Sokoloj recovers and lays it in.
Really like the work that Sokoloj is doing right now. You see her on the previous possession, winning the offensive rebounding opportunity. And on that one, running the break and finishing.
Gomez has it wide right. Garcia in the high post, swings it out far side. 3 on the way. Back iron, no good. Sosa has the rebound.
I really like that offensive possession for the Huskies versus the zone. You know where you kill the zone in the mid-post. Good entry pass, good look, just can't get the shot to fall.
Cazares leans over the dribble. Off to Fronderina. Fronderina on the drive, puts up the runner high off the glass and good.
Pretty move and great finish. Good touch off the glass.
Colin had the Midas touch.
Gomez entry pass too high for Garcia. A turnover on the Huskies. The Panthers will look to expand on a 5-point lead.
It's a little bit sporadic for ELAC, trying to do a little bit too much on that just break there.
Cazares and Fronderina back in the game in the backcourt. Sosa, Butler, and Henderson on the floor, but we have a timeout taken. It's a 30-second timeout with 7:35 remaining here in the opening half. And the Panthers leading 24-19. And, you know, guys, as I turn to you, I think this is a little more than a case of just unbelievable execution and shooting from the Panthers early on.
Yeah, you know, it could be the effects of that loss versus Mount Sac. Sometimes you lose that confidence, much like you see in boxing, a fighter taking their first L, although that wasn't the first loss on the season for ELAC, but it had been a while. ELAC had really come into their own as the #1 team, top team in the 3C2A. They get really shellacked by Mount Sac last week. And they're in the dogfight right now. I like the way Chaffey has been able to speed up the game and make ELAC play at a tempo that they don't want to play at, and the communication offensively just isn't there.
And the news doesn't get a whole lot better for East Los Angeles, because let me tell you something, guys. The South Coast Conference is loaded. It's not just Mount Sac and East Los Angeles. LA Trade Tech and Pasadena also having outstanding seasons.
Are you saying no slouches themselves?
Indeed. And not the rest of that line either. Entry pass stolen, so the Huskies force the turnover. Ah Hing swings it outside. Farrah Castillo has returned. Off to Garcia with the shot clock at 16. Akiba Allen on the drive. And the charge called on Allen.
I just don't agree with that call, Stoy. I thought the defender was moving to her left as the drive came. And when you're moving your feet like that and you hit contact, I just don't agree with that call.
So the Panthers get it back on the offensive foul. Henderson having trouble getting it in, finds Fronderina.
They're not even counting the 5 count.
Allen tries to split the double team, gets it off to Cazares.
That's over and back.
Henderson on the far side works it down low to Sosa. Quickly double teamed, and a whistle comes in, a foul on East Los Angeles.
3 blown calls within a span of 20 seconds. And, you know, hey, you got to take it to the refs at this point. You know, when you have that type of blatant missed calls, you have one player stepping into the front court, then going into the back, no whistle there.
Now,
they missed a double dribble earlier. That would have been that went in favor of ELAC.
A whistle off the ball. It goes against Cazares. So East LA gets it back. 24-19. Ah Hing between the circles. And Castillo not on the same page with Ah Hing, and an uncharacteristic turnover as the Huskies.
She was looking for the cut, but she wasn't there.
Yeah, struggling here in the first half. Butler comes back now to give it a little help against the press. Cazares walks it into the front court, checked by Castillo.
Again, for that high-low action for the Panthers.
Sosa
pass there.
double teamed off the ball, and Ah Hing has the steal. So Ah Hing into the front court, goes to the crossover, to the glass, lays it in.
It's a nice move by Ah Hing, a little Tim Howard-like replica of the crossover dribble at the free throw line.
I like the lift that Ah Hing has given to East Los Angeles since she came in late in that first quarter. But the Panthers still lead it by 3. The press continuing to create problems. Fronderina, baseline drive, the runner won't go.
They missed a 5-second there on Fronderina, didn't call it.
Castillo into the front court, 2-on-2. She'll pull up from 3 and hit. Castillo buries the tray. Tie ball game, 5:55 and counting remaining here in the first half.
So the 1-on-3 for Castillo, she had no problem pulling up from downtown. She knocked it down.
Well, if you're going to do that, you better hit. They try to work it down low to Sosa again, and it's stolen. So Sosa having some problems. Allen off to Castillo. Castillo down low. Allen checked by Butler. Butler blocks the shot, but Allen gets it back.
Forced shot there by Martinez.
Down to 10 on the shot clock as Garcia faces up. Drives the lane, and a blocking call will send Garcia to the line. Looked like Sosa sliding over, but got there a little late.
So getting back to that last shot that was called for Chaffey, this time in reverse. Martinez was there, but they called the block this time. So a rough night for the Stripes, possibly.
You always wonder about a makeup call in the situation.
Yeah, it could be into the factor. Maybe some whispers between Coach Turner and the ref saying, hey, get the call right this time, possibly. Maybe.
For the first time tonight, Jay, East LA has the lead, and it comes with 5:20 here in the second quarter.
Talk about a slow start.
Yeah, who would have thunk? But, I think I go back again. I think it's a lot to do with the way that Chaffey has been playing. They've come out inspired, but it shows how difficult it can be. This East LA team comes in 19-2 and a turnover in the backcourt. The press continues to create problems. The Huskies will bring it in. Foul line extended left.
I think they heard your words of encouragement, and they threw the ball right to us, Jeff.
Hey, we got a lot of equipment over here, okay? We're not going to rely on this guy's athleticism to keep the ball away either. That's a bad idea. Garola in the game. Over to Garcia. Bianca Ortiz on the drive. Sokoloj with the steal. Sokoloj to Fronderina. Starts a drive. Now she'll back it out. Natalie Henderson looking down low. But the Huskies are really packing it down low defensively, Jay. That entry pass no longer working for the Panthers.
They're taking away the deep post lady for the Panthers.
Butler in a crowd, gathers herself but misses the layup. Rebound to Allen. Allen looking to run, doesn't have numbers. Into the lane, scoop shot, and she's fouled. I might say this is before the shot.
So ideally, when you have a 4-on-1 not in your favor, you're told to do what? Reset the offense. Well, that didn't happen this time, but a foul was called.
Well, for Akeem Allen, that was the offense, running
so.
the floor. Did manage to get the foul call, though. 4:33 remaining here in the first half. East LA by 2 over Chaffey on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Huskies will have it baseline left, 4:33 remaining in the first half, and they're locked in a tight one. Castillo off a screen for 3. No good. Garcia on the offensive glass has that shot blocked by Butler, but a foul called. So Garcia crashing the boards, gets herself to the line.
So this must be an ELAC thing, Jeff. So we're seeing from now the men's to women's players sneaking behind Chaffey defenders, getting offensive boards and getting fouled. So that must be a key starting point to be a good ELAC Husky, knowing how to get sneaky rebounds. If that's a stat, I'm not sure.
I don't know if they, yeah, it's true. Listen, in this day and age, I mean, have you seen how many stats are on Basketball Reference or ESPN and stuff? They probably should start tracking the sneaky rebound. Jay, I think you coined a stat. Frondarina with the runner, gets the roll.
You're welcome, Jeff.
Back to a 2-point game. Huskies working quickly. Allen down low, rimming, no good. Rebound on the floor, Henderson's got it.
Allen thought she had that one.
Frondarina. Guarded closely by Bianca Ortiz. Henderson looking down low. Butler spins into the lane, missed the shot.
That was a great move by her, just couldn't finish.
Castillo quickly into the front court. Pulls up, has that one stripped on the way up. Frondarina wants to run. Butler ahead of the crowd, and she'll lay it in. Eliza Butler running the floor. Chaffey has tied it up again. 3:34 and counting remaining in the first half.
Second steal for Frondarina tonight.
Castillo to Ortiz. High post. Garcia starts a drive. Has that one blocked by Butler. Frondarina with a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Henderson in from the right.
Offense. Charging
call.
Too easy. So they say step through away from the defender. She stepped right into the defender.
Yeah, Henderson gets that ball pretty far outside. I think that's what Coach Tasha Burnett is talking about on the sideline. Not putting Melanie Henderson in the best position to be successful on the drive.
Butler's going to come off here. I thought she's done some very good work down low. Did Sabaiba have 2 fouls? Is that why she's not in?
Yeah, she started the game, played about the first 6 minutes or so, and we haven't seen her since. Not on the floor right now as Garcia gets it back to Castillo. Fakes and drives, fans it out. Allen for 3, rimming no good. Push off on the rebound is going to go against Ortiz, so the Panthers will have it back in a tie ball game.
I think that's an unnecessary foul call. The person who was going for the rebound got the rebound. Nice pass.
Looking deep for Sosa, but it's broken up and stolen by the Huskies. Ortiz fans it outside. 3 on the way, no good. Chavez with a good look, but can't convert.
So good looks for ELAC to have not converted.
Sosa trying to work it down low. The pass stolen by Garcia. Garcia in 1-on-3, tries to split a double team and gets the blocking call.
So in the first quarter, the high-low play was working. Now ELAC has taken that away. Now the jumper's open, not taking it. That should have been jumped by Sosa.
Yeah, need to see if the Panthers can make an adjustment here.
McGee about to check in. I think McGee has been very good as well, playing in the mid-post offensively. Got a silky jumper.
And a couple of good passes as well. That first half as Garcia misses the first free throw.
Sabaiba checks back into the ball game. This is an opportunity here for ELAC to really go on a run here at the end of the half and really cement control of this one.
Garcia, who averages 10.3 a game, has one more free throw coming. Sabaiba and Garcia up front. The Huskies go with Gomez, Castillo, and Ortiz
Monica hits the second.
in the backcourt. Again, they show the pressure. Frondarina will work against Castillo. Castillo pokes it away. Huskies have the steal. Castillo out in front. She'll lay it in. So the press produces another turnover. 31-28. The Huskies have their largest lead at 3. Frondarina off to Sokoloj. Cazares up off the bench for Chaffey. So Coach Tasha Burnett going for more ball handling in the lineup at the next stoppage. Melanie Henderson works around a Natalie Henderson screen. Frondarina open for three. No good. Offensive rebound to Henderson. Leans right and lays it in.
I really don't like how the Huskies are defending in terms of rebounding. The shot goes up and they turn to the basket instead of boxing out.
Gomez working the pick and roll with Garcia.
That's money.
Silky from 8 feet.
So they can't box out, but they sure can shoot, man.
Well, that does help for sure.
Yeah, the numbers are very good this season in terms of field goal percentage, free throw percentage for the Huskies. But they don't track numbers on boxing out, so we don't really know how they are. Except that they've held their own rebounding pretty much all year. But they were out-rebounded by 15-plus in the loss to Mount Sac. So the Mounties, I should say, were able to take advantage of board work in their victory a week ago.
Well, you know, you have Zabaiva, who's 6'7", 6'8", down low, but really you can take one person out via a box out and good positioning as a team. Huskies not very tall.
Garcia down low to Sabaiva, spins into the lane, left-handed hook won't go. Rebound on the floor, Gomez fighting for it, and she's got it for the Huskies.
Good work.
So Alyssa Gomez brings it out, they swing it around to Garcia. Baseline drive into the lane, contact and a foul called. Garcia going back to the line where she has lived in this first half.
Really like Garcia's first step on the baseline there. She gets past the defender, and she's able to use her athleticism to take the contact and glide to her left, get a shot up at the rim. No good, but here comes two at the stripe.
Garcia hits the first.
Second one on the way.
Garcia's second free throw is short, but Sabaiva's on the offensive glass. And a whistle on Chaffey. Is that Sokoloj? And it is. Number 2 on Danielle Sokoloj. Sabaiva, meanwhile, with Chaffey in the penalty, will head to the line. 4 free throws, 38 seconds remaining. In the first half, first free throw is good for Sabaiva. Shoots 68% from the line. One more coming, as the Huskies are starting to assert themselves here in this second quarter.
And a good on the second.
Sabaiva coolly drains both. That's 3 the hard way. 36-30. Panthers trying to make it into the locker room. Cazares on a hard drive. Now the double team comes, and a foul called. That's going to be number 5 on East Los Angeles. So Cazares should be heading to the line for free throws with 30 seconds remaining.
And they kind of bailed her out going, fouling in the far corner. She had nowhere to go.
Yeah, they did a great job bringing the trap, and then immediately let Cazares off the hook with a foul. Free throw for Celestine is good.
And Celestine good
Well,
on the first.
bringing the ball up, part of what she does, but I think she has a very shaky handle. I thought the double team was well timed, but unfortunately a bailout call in favor of Chaffey.
1 out of 2 for Cazares. 36-31. East Los Angeles can play for the final possession. Garcia eschews that and instead buries the 17-footer.
What a good-looking stroke there from the top of the key for Garcia.
Play for 1. 38-31. And now it's Chaffey who will have the final shot if they want it, but they've got to hurry. Down to 5 seconds. Cazares through a double team, puts up the shot off the glass, no good. Sabaiva has the rebound, and we will head to halftime with East Los Angeles on top of Chaffey, 38-31. You are watching East Los Angeles basketball, brought to you by NutriShop here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. return for second half action here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. East Los Angeles in a battle taking on Chaffey, and they lead it 38-31 as we get set to head for the third quarter. Jeff Stoynoff, Jay Holloway with you. And Jay, East Los Angeles got themselves in a little bit of a hole early, but able to come back and take the 7-point lead here heading into the break, and as we get set for the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a very unique first 2 quarters of play. And the first quarter is mostly Chaffey, and second quarter is mostly ELAC. So we'll see who wants to win in the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind as we get set for the third quarter here, Chaffey a lot shorter bench. They only go about 8 deep here, so they'll have to battle fatigue.
And they play more forwards than they do guards, so you're trying to see a tempo balance for the Panthers of Chaffey. They don't want to really run too much. So the high post for Butler, back for the arena, little jump shot from about 10 feet, no. And the rebound to Sabaya. Into the front court, all the way, high shot, not even close, right towards Amsterdam.
Yeah, Gomez, they're in a crowd wanting the foul call.
3-pointer missed by Fort Arena. Over to Gomez. Gomez screaming to the right side on the pass. A 3-pointer is good.
Well, Martinez hit a triple in the first half. She comes in about 6 a game, and that is 6 threes attempted per game, so she's not shy. That's her second here tonight.
Almost a carry.
And Henderson almost turned it over. Cazares now has it poked away. Huskies continuing to have trouble or give trouble with the press.
Yeah, everyone falling down like bowling pins tonight. So we're going from basketball to football, now to bowling. So the biggest lead for ELAC is now 10. Look at the number 2 team in the state in the third quarter. Just close to a minute old, 9 minutes left in the third.
Yeah, they're starting to assert themselves here as this wears on.
Castillo had a couple of jump shots made in the second quarter.
And it looks like Chaffey's gone to a 2-3 zone.
Yeah, they're a bit outmanned speed-wise, so a zone will give them a bit of a rest defensively. Nice tip by Butler, but she's called for the foul.
And Butler having to work very hard down there against Sabaiva.
So we have the 6'2" against 6'7" Sabaya. So try and get that post entry. They didn't really go to that much in the first half, so we'll see how they do in the third quarter. Jump shot on the way, no. Rebound to Castillo with one hand.
Just outworking Cazares on the boards.
So looking for Sabaya. Still a 10-point lead. Up chop for Ortiz. Left side for Martinez. Ortiz, 14 to shoot for the Huskies. Running start, high pass, threw that towards nobody, and out of bounds.
Well, she was looking for Sabaiva, but even at 6'7", I think Sabaiva needed to be about 9'7" to come down with that one, I think.
Someone give her a ladder, please. So
well, you can hardly blame someone for being used to throwing it in high when you're looking for Sabaiva, but
right.
An impressive
hard
achievement.
To miss that target. So left side for Melanie Henderson. Butler looking for someone to bail her out. Finds Henderson back door. She was fouled on a drive, and she'll go to get 2.
So Henderson, good cut on the overplay, and you've seen the pressure from East Los Angeles be so effective here in this second at the start of the third quarter. And that's a good adjustment by Chaffey. Start making some backdoor cuts.
And that's what worked in the first quarter with the backdoor cuts from the high to low, but that was from a 3-point line down to the deep post.
Yeah, working the high post. And give Bruce Turner and his staff a lot of credit. A good adjustment to that offense that Chaffey was running, and they have really taken away that post entry pass.
So one more for Henderson, and she makes that one. So 1 of 2. So a 9-point lead for the Huskies. Going from left to right. Ortiz, a jumper. Lost it.
Yeah, Ortiz might have gotten away with the travel there, but either way, had that one stolen on the way up.
And they give it right back to Gomez. One-on-one between her and Henderson. Right around her. Lay it up and in.
See if we can get the replay going here.
Brought to you by NutriShop.
Yeah, I see the Gomez steal. And then she's in on Henderson. This is a tough spot for Natalie Henderson.
That second step just got her. So coming right back. The jumper from downtown off the back heel. Second attempt, no. Rebound two. Hits the end line. It was by Cesares, but the ball to the Huskies. So bring in Garcia.
Yeah, I think the Panthers are definitely battling a measure of fatigue here heading into the second half. And it's a lot deeper bench for the Huskies.
And that's a good adjustment by Coach Stern, saying just run more. Just keep it simple, right? Just run more. They were somewhat sleepwalking in the first quarter. Now they're getting a tempo to their liking.
Yeah, I think they did come out a little bit, maybe just a little bit flattened up, maybe a little bit shell-shocked by the way the Panthers came out executing so very well in that first quarter.
Jumper in the corner was left short. Second try for Gomez. She falls down. The ball to Butler, and it's a bit of a tussle.
And this one will stay with East LA.
So ELAC trying to extend its 11-point lead in the third. Martinez to Garcia, going to her left, high hook, gets it to go.
What a move by Garcia. She's got 14 in the game.
So the football-like pass up the seam. Frondarina with the basketball now. So swing over to the right. Cesares. Butler. And stolen away.
That's good anticipation by Gomez.
Gomez along the left side, lay it in.
Coach Bruce Turner wants a blocking call to go with it, but they'll have to settle for the deuce for Gomez.
She did kind of avoid Frondarina, so a good no call there.
Gomez had a quiet first half, but she has come out and played an outstanding third quarter so far.
You can say she's now awake in this ball game as well, Jeff. Butler looking for the handoff, and a no call on the blatant shove, and the jumper was off the rim. Second attempt was stolen away by Garcia.
Cazares does a great job on the offensive glass, but then brings the ball down where it can be dug out by the Huskies.
So Castillo will try from downtown, no, off the back heel. Rebound to Henderson. Melanie Henderson, if you're curious.
They've got to be sisters.
They have to be.
I don't want to assume things, but boy, they look very, very similar.
And they move alike, too.
Yeah.
Same movements.
Natalie and Melanie, that feels like sister names, too. I think it's a very inexact science, Jay, but I think I'm right on this one.
I think you are this time. So 5 to shoot it into the deep post. Missed layup by Butler.
That's a terrific job by Butler working for position against Sabaiva.
Up ahead to Garcia, lay it in. So when you miss a layup, you get one right back on defense against you. Biggest lead now is 17 points.
Yeah, it's an 11-1 run.
And a 5-second call.
Ever since the Huskies went to the pressure, Jay, that's really been the story in this game. And the Panthers just haven't been able to adjust to it.
So at least a timeout on the floor with 4:41 to go in the third quarter. 17-point lead for the Huskies on top of Chaffey on SoCal College Sports. Brought to you by NutriShop. 4:41 to go in the third. Jay Holloway, Jeff Stoynoff in East Los Angeles. 17-point lead for the Huskies. Husky ball near basket. Castillo off the screen by Garcia. Up top, Weehing, left side. Garcia, a little jumper in the lane. Good.
Boy, Garcia's got it stuck on automatic.
But the key on that possession was good screens. One by Ahing and one by Garcia, letting that jump shot once again back to Garcia.
And Garcia just a freshman, so a player that Bruce Turner may look forward to having back next year.
Fondarina on the far side. Cesares, Natalie Henderson. 9 to shoot, lost the basketball to McGee, pumping once. She may be called for walking, and she was.
That's a tough break for McGee. She gets that ball in good space, needs to go right up with it.
Right.
And elected to put it on the floor.
Yeah, she has good touch, and that's not her game, putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah.
Replacing number 10, Danielle Sokolow.
So take out Cesares, you bring back in Sokolow.
Sokolow gave them nice energy in the first half.
Ball to Gomez, to Garcia. Top of the key, left side. Ahing spinning around McGee off the glass is good. Pretty move in the post.
Let's see if we can get the replay going for that. It's a great move by Ahing, working down low. Work it around. It's working on McGee and just a spin baseline.
So the lead now at 21 points.
Yeah, this was a 7-point game at the break.
McGee in the lane, gets it to go. So being patient, you know, she was double teamed, took her time, got the good look.
Yeah, you have the feeling with McGee, with her size down low and the way that she can establish position, she can get a little more aggressive with her shots.
And she seems very calm when she has the ball in the post. She's not going to force anything that's not there.
Yeah. I mean, you can't teach size, Jay. So when
Right.
she's able to create that kind of space,
Right.
she can be aggressive and really go right up with the ball.
So the foul on Garcia, trying to get the suicide steal. She almost got it, but she got the arm of Henderson.
Not many fouls called here. At 2:43 remaining in the third quarter. That's just the second team foul, I believe.
That might be a conference record, surprisingly.
Well, it's in decided opposition to our first game, where we saw
Had
awful
fouls
lot of
galore.
fouls called. Again, they bring the pressure and they trap Fondarina.
Not the best pass from Sokolow, right in front of her own bench.
Well, I think you made the point very presciently in the first half, Jay. This is a big team for Chaffey, so the press is being very effective. They don't have a lot of ball handlers.
Right.
It's a big front court.
And you're seeing that right there with the ball on the ground. And jump ball, Scott.
All right, so Chaffey will keep it.
But getting back to that same point, Jeff, when you're playing mostly 3-forward set, you have to be very precise with your passing.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that right now for Chaffey.
Well, I'm playing in this conference. I mean, this Chaffey team, they see East Los Angeles a couple times a year. They see Mount Sac a couple times a year, and they certainly bring a lot of pressure. So this is not a defense that they don't have any experience playing against. Oh,
Nice
terrific
cut by
cut.
Sosa. Couldn't get it to go. Over to Gomez.
Boy, Sosa has been red hot in this conference season for Chaffey. Couple of big games coming off the bench, but she hasn't been able to get going tonight, and that's really hurt the Panthers as well.
And the rebound by Ahing laying it in. Another sneaky rebound, number 2 tonight in this game we've seen, Jeff.
Yeah,
Go for
Ahing has
Eli.
really brought a lot of good energy.
Yeah, she's been very precise with her moves, both
Yep.
on offense and defense. No wasted movements for her.
Yeah, she's trying to be one of those good basketball IQ
Right.
players in the right spot, but good patience, good footwork.
So you bring in Melanie Henderson, Butler, and Cesares for Chaffey.
So Pizarro is going to return.
And the football pass to Sosa, right side. She was fouled on a drive.
Yeah, Gomez getting in there.
And uniquely, this is a little side stat for you, Jeff. Whenever a good play for Chaffey, they clap their hands. Something I've never seen before. I like it.
They clap after a good play?
Yeah, they clap. Very unique. And I made a basket, too. They clapped their hands 2 times. Free throw good, and that leads to 2 claps by Stacey Butler.
I'm going to have to watch for that. I'm going to have to listen for the clapping.
Yeah. Free throw miss, so no clap there for Chaffey. They're down by 20
Yeah, Sosa last game came off the bench for 15 against Pasadena.
Rebound.
So she can bring the offense off the bench, but just 3 tonight.
To Vianney Chavez in the ball game, and that pass was looking for Ahing, but threw it way over her head.
Yeah, you have to be impressed with the way that East Los Angeles has settled down here, particularly in the second and third quarter, to take control of this game. But again, the team, this is a top 5 in terms of turnovers, in terms of not turning the ball over. So some uncharacteristic miscues for the Huskies here tonight, even with the big lead.
Sokolov looking for some help, and they're forced to Sosa, but it was tipped out of bounds. 16 to shoot, 1:20 to go in the third. SoCal College Sports, game 2 this evening from ELAC. Looking Henderson, finding Sosa against Allen. A little up and under move, no good.
Sosa can't get the roll.
So back up for Ortiz, left side, and she's called for steps. So going from East Los Angeles to Compton with that drive will not go for it.
Well, Gomez did a good job jetting into the front court.
Just didn't bring the ball with her.
And had Chavez wide open, but Chavez takes the steps, starting to make the move.
Take out Sokolov, bring back in Cesares, and you take out Sosa as well.
So they're back to Cesares and Frondarina in the backcourt. A little surprised against the pressure. We didn't see a lot of 3-guard offense from Tasha Burnett and Chaffey.
And that's a nice pass into the lane, but a missed layup by Henderson for Butler. That try didn't go, and a foul on her. But great pass by Frondarina finding Henderson, just couldn't lay it in.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of point-blank opportunities here in this third quarter for Chaffey. And there's not much you can do when you get great looks at the basket in close and they don't go down. You're really doing everything you can. You just got to make some shots.
Right. So under a minute to go in the third. Elisa Gomez going to her right. To double team, Allen. Ahing. Chavez, a jumper. Watch out, too much air in the pier into the gym. And ELAC, second opportunity for the Huskies. 9 to shoot. Down the lane, Allen missed a shot from 2 feet. Frondarina, they have numbers they wanted, 3 on 2. And they slowed up because they couldn't get 2 there. They couldn't get back, but a steal by Garcia. Allen, 1 on 2, laid up and in for Garcia.
Garcia continues to pile up the points. This is a miscommunication on defense. Frondarina just has her pocket picked from behind. Got to have a little communication out on the floor.
And she had Henderson wide open. They didn't get it to her. So 7 seconds left in the third. Jumper and a foul on, it may be a 2, just inside the 3-point line. Not the ideal foul if you're Coach Turner for ELAC.
Yeah, 3 seconds remaining, and you really like to take your chances there and let Cazares put one up. If she can make it, more power to her, but instead you put her at the line.
They advise just let them shoot the ball.
And Celestine hits the first.
Easy for us to say, I suppose, since sitting over here.
I mean, who are we? But you would think when you're up by 21 points, 2 points, it's not going to break the game on one possession. Just a theory.
Yeah.
Bringing Sarah Grohl into the game. 2 of 2 for Cesares. With 2, with 1, that will do it for the third quarter. From East Los Angeles, a 20-point lead. It's nothing run in a quarter for the Huskies. So we'll move to the fourth quarter on SoCal College Sports, sent to you by NutriShop.
quarter underway. And the Huskies in control, leading it by 20. Ah Hing off to Allen. Chavez. And a whistle off the ball. And the foul going against East Los Angeles, so they'll turn it over.
I heard I was in the main camera shot earlier. Is that right? did you get some views of,
Mike,
of my my balding spots?
Mike, you're not a small man, so you have a way of you're noticeable. You're noticeable out there, buddy. Frondarina trying to split the double team, has it stolen. Chavez into the lane and a charge. It's a nice job. Looked like Cazares getting back and taking the charge.
For Coach Tasha Burnett, you have to be really happy with your players' effort at this point. You're down 20 to arguably the best team in the state. And look at that defensive effort. You're in there taking a charge, taking contact, and going the other way with it.
Yeah, this is a Chaffey team that Tasha Burnett's in her third season. She took over in her first year. They won 9 games. Last year, they were up to 16 wins as Sosa buries it from the corner. They're 11-10 this year, but as we talked about at the top, that's a misleading number when you talk about the strength of this conference and the teams that they're playing. So strength of schedule is certainly a factor here. She continues to build a nice program here at Chaffey College.
Think about the murderer's row of this conference. You have ELAC, you have Chaffey, you have Mount Sac, and you have Pasadena.
Yeah.
Alignment was not your friend.
Sabaiva, meanwhile, with the soft touch in the lane, keeps the lead at 20.
Really like her game with on the interior, especially with her touch.
Backdoor cut. Henderson is hacked by Allen.
Good find.
So you're now seeing adjustment now, Mike. In the first half, you're seeing the high-low action at the line. We're now going to the three-point line for the back door. So we're trying to get the new wrinkles into the offense for Chaffey.
You know what? I wouldn't necessarily say it's a new wrinkle. That's just more good coaching. That's looking at your spacing and saying, hey, we need a little bit more room to operate. Let's move it back a little bit from your entry point, and then you go in and you execute, and you see it perfectly right there. You get rewarded with 2 free throws.
Melanie Henderson with one more coming. Shoots 82% from the line. In and out, back in again.
Almost jinxed her. Starting off jinx, almost in effect right there.
You know, I have to say, I'm not having a very good season on the jinx. Hing splitting the double team, lays it in.
Are you saying that you're rooting against players? Is that what you're implying?
Certainly not, Michael.
It's a code word for yes.
Frondarena with a baseline drive. The runner won't go. Rebound tapped around, kept alive, and Sabaiva's got it. Garola pulls
Nice
up.
no
They get it
look.
down low to Sabaiva. Left hand off the glass.
That was pretty by Hing.
You know, it's almost like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. What do they do a really good job of? They do a great job of looking off the defense, and that's what a no-look pass in basketball can do. It can make the defenders looking the other way open up a lane that not everybody else sees, and it's money.
Garola around to Allen. They work it down low to Ah Hing. Working on Sosa. Spins baseline, reverse layup is good.
Up and under with the left. Whoa.
That's her second Kevin McHale-like spin move on the baseline.
Let's see if we can watch Ah Hing in action again, and she has some terrific post moves, guys. Sosa rimming no on the 3. Huskies have it in a whistle. On the turnover, Eliza Butler will return.
Replacing number 42.
Oh, I know it's early here, but how about a special thanks to Coach John Mosley, Darren French, assistant coach here at ELAC, really making an effort to bring us out.
Yep.
Of course, Ronnie Villanueva with NutriShop bringing us on and allowing us to bring you coverage.
Coach
of both
Bruce
men's
Turner
and,
also.
Coach Turner, of course.
Yeah, part of this as well. Henderson thought about a 3.
Jay Holloway, new addition to the team.
Good to be here, fellas.
Skip pass to Frondarena. Shot clock at 18. Butler drives it to the glass. Layup won't go, but a foul called. Ah Hing reaching in on the shot by Butler.
And Jeff, give yourself a round of applause.
Such a lovely broadcast team.
Nice job, Jeff.
Do you get the reference there, Jay?
Somewhat, not really. Inform me, please.
It's Coming to America.
Oh, it's one of our favorites. Jay, know,
Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson.
You'll get the hang of it.
Are you McDowell's or McDowell's fan?
Well, let's face it. There's not that big a difference.
Well, you know what? Hey, we should have had a trivia contest tonight. What's the difference between the Big Mac and the Big Mick?
Oh my! I know that one, but
I know you do, sir.
You know that we know. Garcia has returned. What a monster game she's had tonight. Sabaiva in the low post, goes to the left hand, no good. Allen keeps it alive, swings it back out. Gorella passes on the three. East LA willing to take a little time off the clock, even with 6:15 and counting. Chavez, Garcia drives it on Henderson. Tries to swing one down low, but it's off of the Panthers.
It's just
7 on the shot clock.
It's a bad idea trying to pass in that tight with the defense already packed in. Luckily, it goes off of a Chaffey player foot.
Allen will bring it in, baseline right. Quickly to Garcia. Drives the lane, left-handed scoop is good.
Pretty good decision there.
Man, Garcia's got to have about 25. I'm going to have to double check on an exact total.
She's a baller.
For Garcia, but this is a monster performance. Henderson, checked by Allen. Front arena, catch and shoot, buries it.
Let's look at that replay here, Jeffrey. Really like the footwork coming off into that move. Bondarina, look at the feet. Locked, loaded, bam.
Henderson on a 2-on-1, off to Natalie, and she traveled.
She was going for a camping trip.
So the Henderson's running the break. They had the 2-on-1. But the Huskies get it back. 5:20 and counting remaining in the ballgame.
Also had a spot picked out Mount Baldy.
Gorella off to Allen. Sabaiva, right of the key. Shot clock at 10. Checked by Butler. It's Garcia working down low.
Oh.
Backdoor to Allen. Forces one up and scores.
That's just pretty basketball. High-low entry, but really top of the key entry into the mid-post and then a backdoor cut. You just really don't see that at this level.
So giving a taste of their own medicine is Chaffey.
Yeah, that's a play that the Panthers used to good effect in the first quarter. Butler spins left, blocked by Sabaiva. Follow, no good. Sabaiva might have bothered that one too.
I really like the work that Butler's putting in tonight on Sabaiva, but she has a decided strength advantage. You have to go into the body of Sabaiva, draw the contact, good thing's gonna happen. Sabaiva just such a force down low with her height and length.
Yeah, we made the point too that not only does she have the height, but she seems to have pretty good shot blocking instincts as well. Doesn't seem to overcommit. Good timing on it. That's at least 3 blocks tonight for her. Hard drive by Sokoloj. Back to Butler. She fires from 8 feet. No good. Rebound to Henderson. Frondarina will try from 3. In and out. Rebound on the floor. And it'll go to the Huskies with 4:19 remaining.
Andrina's been to a couple shooting clinics. I'm sure if you look at her form, she goes right to the shooter's pocket immediately.
Now it's Garcia breaking the press. What isn't she doing tonight?
She's not doing stats, Jeff.
She's not doing play-by-play. How great would that be?
Unless she just come over here and just put on the headphones here for the last couple minutes. Garcia spins away from a double team, finds Allen who lays it in.
How great would that be if Garcia had the ability to do that? Do play-by-play of her own? Okay, so Garcia, this is her as she's moving. Garcia to the elbow, spin move, around the back to Sabaiva. You get the rest.
I'm expecting that she's going to play the last 3 minutes and 54 seconds with the basket of popcorn that she's actually selling as well.
Hey, it's not popcorn night, it's pizza.
I mean, that's just very hard. Plus, if that gets on the floor, it gets all slippery. I mean, come on, Mike. Be reasonable.
There's a lot at stake.
3:54 remaining. See if maybe we could take a tool around some of the scores from around the 3C2A before we finish up.
And then on the 22nd, the first round play-in. On the 24th to 25th, the quarterfinals.
Maybe see if we can find out Garcia's point total.
And we're all trying to get
It's going to be a short discussion for player of the game.
through 12.
Chaffey will work at the length of the court. Chavez with the defense on Cazares, able to tip it out of play, but it will stay with Chaffey. They'll bring it in, foul line extended left. Sokoloj enters into Sosa, and it's Allen who picks up the foul. And that'll be the 15th foul on Elac, so Sosa will head to the line.
Follows whistle on number 2. Allen.
Well, we should have had a little pool going, a little raffle on how many points here. See who was closest. But what's the total?
22.
22.
22. So according to Price is Right rules, your guess of 25 would have got you disqualified. Long Beach over Cerritos right now at the end of 3, 48-41. Cypress, big over Fullerton, 66-40. Pasadena, it's a winner over Rio Hondo, 81-61. Orange Coast, a winner over Saddleback, 56-51.
That's a big win for Orange Coast. Saddleback had been having a very good conference season in the Orange Empire Conference. Sosa's free throws make it a 21-point game. Elac able to break the press. That one rims in.
24.
Garcia. Yes, my guess of 25 was actually for the end of the game.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And if I get it right on the money, as Butler lays it in, I do win both showcases. I need Garcia to go 1 out of 2. Long pass to Sabaiva, out of play.
And that would be impressive. Now is that the rule? What's the rule in the Price is Right?
I believe it's if you, well, I know
if
one
you're
time
within
it was
100 or something
within
like
1,000, I want to say. You win both. And that's not easy because we usually, even back in the day, we were talking about $25,000, $30,000. Skip pass, nearly stolen, knocked out of play. It will stay with Chaffey, 2:58 remaining. Sokoloj will bring it in, far side. Sosa and Butler. Up front, they go with 3 guards. Cazares, Frondarina, and Sokoloj do the Panthers. Cazares guarded closely by Chavez. Chavez gets a hand in there, nearly had the steal. Shot clock down to 10. 6 on the clock. Frondarina starts to drive, fans it out. Sosa high arcing 3, missed everything. Sabaiva has the rebound. Chavez at the controls. Hounded by Sokoloj. Tiffany Martinez has returned. Garcia passes on the 3. Sabaiva, baseline jumper is short. Sosa has the rebound.
Bit out of a range, but when you're up 21, you try something new every once in a while.
Sosa works it down low to Butler in a mismatch.
Foul.
Fouled on the way up. Butler going to head to the line.
Garcia.
4 free throws. Yeah, I think Garcia was just trying to reach in there and just try to stop the play.
Well, the last loss for ELAC came versus Mount Sac, and Mount Sac in the top 5 in the state. In this discussion, obviously, for best team in the 3C2A. Their last loss on January 18th, 85-62. A 23-point shellacking at the hand of the Mounties, and ELAC a chance to answer that next week on Friday, February 4th.
Yeah, the Mounties have quite a winning streak going against East Los Angeles, going back a few years. But the Huskies You just have the feeling. Creeping ever closer.
February 3rd.
Ahing off to Ortiz. Sabaiva from the elbow and gets the toilet bowl.
It's big time.
Under 2 minutes to go. In fact, down to 1:30 and counting remaining in the ball game. Henderson off a screen. Enters it down low. Butler drives it baseline. Picks it up. Shot clock down to 7. Finds a cutting Sosa who missed the layup.
Great cut from Sosa, just couldn't finish.
Farrah Castillo, who hasn't seen much action here in the second half, gonna finish it out for the Huskies. Lisa Gomez, guarded by Henderson. Gonna work it down low, Sabaiva working on Butler. Left-handed hook, missed everything. Out of play, it'll go back to Chaffey College with 45 seconds remaining.
You know, Bruce Turner's a really, really good coach, and not just evidenced by the fact that his team always seems to be in the running for it on the women's side, but just look at the play of his team. Every time a player catches it on the perimeter, what do? Triple threat. It's the little things, Jeff, that really separate great teams from good teams, and the Huskies primed for a postseason run in 2017.
Yeah, and we talk about the numbers. I mean, when you talk about 6th in the state in assists, 4th in fewest turnovers, that says a lot about how the team plays and the fundamentally sound way that they play the game. What could be greater evidence? Meanwhile, Gomez trying to dribble it out, down to 9 seconds, guarded by Henderson, and this should do it with no shot clock. We'll come back, wrap things up here from East Los Angeles College. The final 75-54. The Huskies move to 20-2 on the season. You're watching East Los Angeles College basketball on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
ELAC holds serve at home, 75-54, so they split the doubleheader here. An impressive performance. A slow start out of the gate for the Huskies, but they came around.
Yeah, I think in the end it ended up being about what they do well. They were able to wear down the Panthers with the longer bench, ended up getting a great performance off the bench from Monica Garcia, really keying the victory. But in the end, I think the Panthers started out, played an unbelievable first quarter, but to beat this team, I think this season has shown so far, you're going to have to play at a very high level for a very long time. It's going to take more than just one great quarter to put them away. And in the end, Chaffey just not quite enough here tonight, but a very game effort.
And I think converting on the easy attempts in the lane, when you have great passing from your bigs, you have to make layups. They missed a lot of good chances at the rim against this good ELAC team. So that's a good sign to have. We say we were in the game, we just couldn't convert from down in the post.
Yeah, I think a lot to feel good about for the Panthers in
Yeah,
this game, even in a losing effort.
Absolutely. I thought Butler did a very good job on Survivor. Obviously, Survivor, with her ability to really stroke it from outside and then to finish inside and with a deft touch, a big-time player, especially at the JUCO level. But, man, this ELAC squad, not a lot of chinks in the armor.
Yeah, well,
early on, they just missed shots, and then they started making those shots, and you had to figure that was going to be the case later in the ball game at home.
We're going to learn a little bit more a week from tonight, aren't we?
We really are.
When they get another shot at Mount San Antonio College. But as we talk about in our coverage all season long, you know, it's one thing to win games, and you expect that East Los Angeles, off of a finals appearance last year, they're going to be a factor again. But it's a whole other thing when we make it up to Las Positas, and you're talking about those final 8 teams, and at that point, everybody's going to be a real factor, so we'll have to see at that point what makes the difference.
Creme de la creme, of course, when we go up to Las Positas. And remember, it's an extended format, 8 teams on both the men's and the women's side, and we will have coverage for you on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Speaking of more coverage, tomorrow, Ventura and Santa Barbara, and that is up at Ventura. We will have that for you, 5 and 7 p.m., the men's first, and then followed by the women's. I think that's going to do it for our coverage. Again, special thanks to Al Cohn, Athletic Director here at ELAC, John Mosley, Darren French, Bruce Turner, Jorge Cepeda on camera tonight.
Yep.
Jay, thank you for coming out.
NutriShop.
Well, hey, don't get ahead of me. Ronnie
well, that never happened, so I'm all right there. It's okay.
Ronnie Villanueva from NutriShop bringing us out and allowing us to really enhance the exposure of these fine student athletes for both schools, Chaffey and ELAC. And looking forward to working more in the future with him. And next week, big one, Mount Sac, ELAC, both the men's and the women's on Friday, February 3rd. For Jeff Stoynoff, for Jay Holloway, I'm Mike Cepeda signing off. Thanks for watching, everybody.